Okay, so I'm going to talk about something today that I've talked about many times before, but I really need to get this drilled into my little pea brain, so we're making another video about it. I reach a point in every painting where things start going horribly wrong, horribly, frustratingly, not so goodsy wrong. And it's just about at the 85% done point. I know I'm almost there, but there's something really wrong and it's going to keep me up at night, and I start making excuses for why it's not quite right. And I talk myself into believing that other people won't see my hideous mistake and lack of vision. And as we know from other videos, I pick up my paintings, I move them around. They go up high, they go down low, they're on the floor. They're up against this particular piece of furniture in this light. They're 2 rooms away. I will take them outside and walk away from them and then look at 20 feet, because it's important to me that the image translate no matter where it's hanging and where it's sitting. And the fun thing about that is I have found ways of tricking the eye so that when the image is hanging down here, let's say, the image or the figure is somewhat smiling, bring it up to eye level, it's almost no expression, and maybe a little bit higher, and it has a totally different feel. Hang it in this light, it's another feel. Hang it in this light, it evokes another emotion. And that's what I like to get to, is that point. Not where you're making excuses, but you're kind of playing with where it should sit so that it expresses something different. And also hanging it in different lights, in different positions, in different ways, so that natural and artificial light is going into the painting, bouncing out and expressing something completely different altogether. I mean, it's a lot of technical silliness, but it's stuff that really brings out the adventure in painting to me, as opposed to having the straight image. But let's go back to that 85% done point, where I really want to stab myself in the painting and light us both on fire, and then maybe throw us under a train. And I can't sleep, because this is all I can think about. I forget to use this one tool every time, and it's simple. And they're hanging up all over my house, even though it doesn't look like I know how to use them. They're here. And that tool is a mirror. I don't necessarily use them for dressing or washing my face, but I try to remember to use them for my paintings. Pick it up when you get to the 85% point, or whatever it is, where you're going to lose your mind and you can't figure out what's wrong, and you're waking up in the middle of the night and you're crying and throwing brushes, paint brushes at your paintings like I do. Pick up the mirror, look into it backwards at the image, and bum. I just went through it with this painting last week, and I've been letting it sit while I think about things some more. But his head, while I was looking at it straight on and up and down and all around and upside down, his head was way too small. His neck was at this weird angle, and I didn't realize it till I held the mirror up that the additional problems were the neckline of his sailor suit was going in the wrong direction, and also his waist was like somewhere over here. So he looked like Contortion Man. He looked like I'm made of rubber boy, and that's not what I meant at all. But I did reach that point where I couldn't figure out what to do, and I was thinking, oh, people will think I'm Chagall, and I'm so brilliant at this. And I kept making those stupid excuses. No one will know. No one will know but me. And isn't that enough? That I know I haven't produced the best product, the best painting I can. That I know that it's a mess. I don't want that out in the world. So I'm walking through another room that's filled with mirrors, and I looked over and saw blue in my hair, boink, and went, oh, you! You're the tool I need to use, not just the paint rag and wiping it down constantly and yelling and crying and not sleeping and stuff. I picked up the mirror, came in here, looked at it, and I'm telling you, within 10 minutes I had him corrected. His head was the correct size, it was proportional to the sister. His neck almost mirrors, no pun intended, his sister. I was able to put in the colors in his face, the pink, the oranges and yellows, to duplicate her. And then I went, it wasn't quite right either, because the hair was like out here. He looked like an old lady that had just come home from the hair salon a couple of times. Even with using the mirror, I couldn't see it. So I started holding up the mirror and duplicating the hairline in her, where her hair is. The colors, the blue, well, I guess I didn't use blue over there, but the reds and oranges, this was really important. Reds and oranges. Now it balances visually. It balances, and it balances somewhere in your cerebral cortex. It goes, oh, that's right. She is a genius. But now I'm working on the backgrounds, and this really shouldn't take me too long, because it's just going to be light touches here and there. I don't want to go heavy into the backgrounds, putting in detail, because I want the focus on them in their cotton outfits, which I love cotton. I love painting cotton. All those blues and teals, all those reds, those different colors that go into the shading, and then the stark whiteness here and there. Whites against the grays, whites against dark blues with a little bit of black and brown mixed in. Oh my God, it makes me insane. I love it. So that's it. This painting is almost ready to go. We've gotten a couple people asking about it, and hopefully it'll find a new home. But it couldn't really be sent out to a new home till I pulled out my mirror and, you dummy, do you think you could remember? I think I've got to put up large post-it note. Look in the mirror, look in the mirror, for this and for this. Oh my God. In the meantime, I'm also working on another painting that is over to my right. They're twin brothers. And once I pulled out the mirror on this one, I pulled out the mirror on that one and said, oh my God, no wonder it's always been a little bit off. But we're fixing it now, and hopefully we'll wrap this one up for a submission soon, and wrap up some other ones for more submissions, because it's spring and it's showtime here in New England. Anyway, don't forget to use your mirror. Don't let me forget either. Anyway, ciao.